I need to build a Champions League winning team. But here's the twist. Every player costs their age. That means Lamine Yamal is just 17 million. But on the flip side, Grandpa Ronaldo, 40 million. Now, I've got a budget of 400 million, which might sound like a lot, but just a few experienced players, and we're going to be out of that money really quickly. And don't forget, to compete in the Champions League, we're going to at least need to build a squad of 18 players. Now, before we sign our first player and begin this challenge, there are also a few more rules. We can only sign a maximum of 3 players from the same age, and also just 3 players from the same club. With all the rules explained, we can now start building out our team. And the first player we gotta sign has to be Lamine Yamal, 17 years old, and his actual price should be like 119 million. I mean, that would wipe out 1/4 of our budget, probably even more than that. But guess what? We've just signed him for 17 million. The fact that he's 86 rated as well, this was a no-brainer. And look at that, boys. Even after signing Lamine Yamal, we're down to just 383 million. And what a first player to put in the squad, boys. Lamine Yamal. But I don't think the rest of the challenge is going to be this easy. You see, Lamine Yamal is kind of an anomaly. I don't think there's any other 17-year-old who's even close to an 86 overall. So other players in this squad are going to be really expensive. But yes, Lamine was definitely made for this challenge, and we've got him in our setup. My plan next is to sign a goalkeeper. Now, the cheapest option would be to go for a wonder kid goalkeeper, like Guillaume Restes, 81 rated. But with an 81 rated keeper, I don't think we're winning the Champions League. The better play would be to spend 25 million on Diogo Costa, 85 overall. Or we could go for the absolute best, 89 rated Courtois. We'll have to spend 33 mil on him, but it would give us a solid chance of winning the Champions League. Although I'm now thinking Donnarumma might be the sensible play. He's not super old like Courtois. He's 26. Still 88 rated though, one of the highest rated keepers in the game. And yes, guys, I have made my decision. We're going with Donnarumma. I just think it's the sensible play. 26 million, 88 rated goalkeeper. We'll take that all day, every day. One more thing we got to be careful of is that Donnarumma is our first 26-year-old that we're signing. We can only sign 2 more players of his same age. And I feel like 26 is the kind of age where players are kind of in their prime. It's good value for us as well. So yeah, things are about to get tricky. Meanwhile, since we'll need a backup goalkeeper, I thought of going for this Mike Penders kid from Chelsea. 19 years old, so would be good value. But then again, do we want to use one of our 3 signings from Chelsea? Maybe it might be useful later on. I guess then the play might be to go for 20-year-old Owusu Odoru. Plays for West Ham, 73 rated. This is where this challenge gets super interesting, because we had to pay 20 million to sign him, while Owusu Odoru's actual value was just about 5 million. And I've just realized I made a blunder. I should have probably gone with Restes. He's 20 years old too, would have cost us the exact same money, and we would have got an 81 rated backup keeper. That's what I'm saying, man. This challenge is difficult, and I'm sure the comments is going to grill me on every bad decision I make. But hey, while you do that, if you guys could subscribe as well, that'd be amazing. Even though we messed up the bench, we're doing well with the first team. Donnarumma and Yamal are really solid. Let's now look into bringing centre-backs in. Instantly, 18-year-old Pau Kubasi has come to my mind. This would be our second Barcelona player. But you know what? Getting Kubasi, 81 rated for just 18 million. These are the kind of deals we need. But also, we're not going to really win the Champions League with this overall. We need someone higher rated. We'll still sign Kubasi though, because 18 million is an absolute steal. Or we'll put him on the bench. Now, this is why I put Kabasi on the bench, boys. William Saliba, 88 rated, and we can get him for 24 million. This is a no-brainer. With Saliba signing, we've now spent 105 million. I told you guys 400 million was not going to be a lot. We're already down to 295, and we've only signed 3 first-team players so far, a couple of bench players. We're going to have to be really mindful of how we use our money next. And I think I've got an idea. Josko Guardiola, I know he's a left back, but I'm signing him up for 23 million. And the master plan has worked, boys. I've converted Guardiola to a centre-back, and he's gone up to an 87. To get him for only 23 million, I think is perfect for this challenge. With that, at least we've sorted out the core of our defense. Now on to the left-back spot. The best choice is definitely Alejandro Balde. 21 years old, 84 rated. That's absolutely perfect. The problem is, if we sign him, we're not going to be able to sign any more Barcelona players. Because, yeah, we've already signed Lamine and Kubasi. We can only sign 3 from Barca. I think it's better we look for other left-back options. Now, I did find another option. Jorel Harto, 19-year-old left back, 79 overall. But to win the Champions League, we're going to try and need to sign someone higher rated. In that case, it's got to be Alphonso Davies. He's 85 rated. But we're having to chuck out 24 million for him. Now, I know that doesn't seem so much compared to Jorel Harto. But trust me, in a challenge like this, with our budget so tight, every million that we save could end up helping us get an extra player. We now need to complete our defense with a right back. But this is a problem. None of the young right backs are super high rated. We could go with Hakimi, 87 rated, but it would cost us 26 mil. Another big player for 26 mil could be Jules Koundé, but that would also be our final Barcelona signing. Plus, I'm not sure we need to be spending this much on a right back. Okay, I think I found a reasonable option. Malo Gusto, 22 million is what he'll cost us. He's 82 rated. There you go. We've signed Malo Gusto, but I think we'll also need a backup fullback. And maybe Arsenal's wonder kid, Lewis Skelly, might be the play. Only 74 rated, but the kid's got potential, and we're only paying 18 million. With that, our defense is now complete, but it has also come at a price. Almost half our budget is gone, and I don't know what we have left is going to be enough to build a formidable midfield and attack, especially if we want higher rated players. Now, for the CDM position, I can't help but think Rodri. I know I said we should be saving a bit of cash, and Rodri being 29 years old will cost us 29 million. But at the end of the day, we are getting the highest rated player in the game, 91 rated. The other option we do have is still pretty good. Declan Rice, 88 overall, will cost us a few million cheaper. And you know what? I have made my decision. We're going with Declan Rice. I don't know how much we're going to benefit by saving 3 million, but you never know. It could mean an extra additional player can get added to the squad. Saying that, with Declan, we've at least got ourselves our free kick taker. By the way, if you're wondering how are the ages accurate to real life, well, that's because we're starting this save in season 2. I thought this would be the best way to get the most accurate ages. Okay, we've got Rice in the midfield. I also think we'll need a backup CDM on the bench. And I think 19-year-old Archie Gray should do the job, 77 rated. And there you go, we've got him on our bench. And bro, just with a couple of CDM signings, we're down to 163 million. And we still have 2 more midfielder spots to fill out. But thankfully, it shouldn't be expensive because I want to sign Pedri. Now, this would be our final Barcelona player, but I think it makes sense to use it on Pedri. 89 rated, 22 years old, which means we're signing Pedri for 22 million. This rule actually makes it crazy to sign young players who are already superstars because we can get them for such a cheap price. And talking about cheap, can you believe that we can sign Jude Bellingham for 22 million? Nah, this would actually be crazy, but I do have one doubt. Are we allowed to sign him? Now, I don't think we've signed a Real Madrid player yet, so the only other rule that could stop us from signing Bellingham is the age one. We're only allowed a max of 3 players from an age bracket, and we've already got Pedri as a 22-year-old. Oh, Malo Gusto as well. But I do not think we've signed any other 22-year-old. We might be safe. And yes, guys, we are allowed to sign Bellingham, and that's exactly what we're doing. He's going to be our final 22-year-old. Nah, man, this midfield is actually insane. It's got everything. I'm just wondering how much it would cost in real life to create this midfield. Bellingham's easily going to be worth more than 200 mil. Same with Pedri. Declan Rice easily like 150 plus as well. This midfield would literally cost over 500 million in real life. But because of how young they are, we literally got the trio for just 70 million. Hey, that's what this challenge is all about. Now, since we do need a couple of midfielders on the bench, I'm thinking of going for youngsters again. João Neves from PSG and Kobe Mainoo from Manchester United. Can you believe it? These two combined are going to cost us 40 million. By the way, that was also our third 20-year-old signing. So yeah, we got to be careful. At least that's now our midfield and defense all complete. We can now focus on wrapping up our attack. Good thing is we've already got Lamine Yamal, so we've only got a couple of positions to fill out. And honestly, I think we're looking fine because we've still got 77 million left. And since we have saved money well, I think we can splurge on a player like Kylian Mbappe, 26 years old, which means, of course, that we're signing him for 26 million. Actually can't believe this, boys. In real life, he would have probably costed 10 times more. But that is literally our striker position sorted. And by the way, we also can't sign any more 26-year-olds. But we don't need to because Vinny is 24 years old, 91 rated as well. Of course, for just 24 million, we're signing him up. Oh, and by the way, that was also our final 24-year-old that we could sign. Final Real Madrid player as well. But we don't have to worry about that too much because our squad is basically complete. All we need is maybe a couple of attackers to be on the bench. But we are down to 27 mil. I don't think we're signing 2 players, man. For that, we would need to bring in 14 or 13-year-olds. That is not happening. But I guess even if we sign just 1 player, it should give us a squad big enough to compete in the Champions League. We would have 18 players. I guess it will be fine. Now, I think 25-year-old Julian Alvarez would be perfect to complete our squad. He fits in our budget. Plus, he can play literally anywhere in the attack. And there you go. We've signed Julian Alvarez. He's on our bench. And with that, our squad is complete. I mean, we literally used every bit of cash we had. We're down to 2 million. But yeah, this team is probably worth in real life over 1.5, maybe even 2 billion. But because of player age equals to price, we got this team sorted for less than 400 million. How crazy is that? But now we've got the big question. Can the team we've built win the Champions League? Now, we've made it to the end of the season, and I don't know about the Champions League, but we have crushed the Premier League. I mean, come on, this was expected. We had built a super team. Look at the stats of Yamal, Vinny, and Mbappe. Even Bellingham and Pedri did their job. And Champions League, we finished a solid 4th in the league phase, knocking out Bayern Munich, even Juventus. Oh, but no way did we get knocked out by PSG. 9-8 on penalties. That is incredible. Bro, the fact that we were able to sign Donnarumma and João Neves, both from PSG, and they still ended up knocking us out, that is definitely annoying. Maybe we should have signed a few more younger players so we could have added maybe 1 more player into our squad. But hey, based on the rules, I still think we built an outstanding team. Now, if you enjoyed this video, watch me try and win the Champions League with a team of only strikers. Click here.